Hey guys, it's David Chavira here. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to stay busy during the holidays as a contractor and why it's important to not slow down and not be like, oh, I'll just start fresh in January. If you don't know who I am, I've managed over $60,000 in construction ads. I have personally booked over 930 estimates, and I'm going to start making these videos to help contractors grow their companies without all the bullshit that's out there. Before I start talking about how to actually stay busy, like the actual things that you can do to stay busy, get leads, get more jobs and stuff, I think it's super important to understand like why it's just important to stay active this month and not just like chill out and do nothing. I have my notes over here, so I have 4 points on why I think this is important, and I'm going to talk about these. So the first one is that the market doesn't pause. A lot of people think that naturally, like during the winter, December, February, January, March, those are just the slowest months of the year for construction, which is true generally. But like still at the same time, like December, November, like those are the months where people are buying the most, you know, with Black Friday, Cyber Monday and stuff like that. So if you're running any sort of marketing campaigns, doesn't matter where it is, even if it's door to door, Google ads, like it doesn't matter. If you're actually able to position your offer and your remodeling services as something that people are gonna be able to take advantage of during this season, there are thousands and thousands of people that are doing their renovations this month of the year. It's not like everything just magically pauses during the winter and then like, oh yeah, well, let's just not do anything. Like that's not how it works. Like you just need to be able to find the right people that are looking to do the reno this month, and then, you know, position yourself and your company as a way for them to help them do that, and then you win. The second point is that it's all about momentum. So like there is a natural latency effect between like the leads that you call today and the jobs that you close tomorrow. Building that pipeline and that list of opportunities that are going to turn into jobs, like that's going to take time, right? Like if you call a lead today, you're probably going to qualify them, make sure they're ready to buy, make sure they're ready to go, and then you're going to book them for like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days from now to go to their house, look at their bathroom or whatever it is, and then, you know, you're going to take like another 1, 2, 3 days to prepare an estimate for them, and then you're going to go back and forth like, hey, can I do this, can I remove that, before you actually like convince them and like get that signature and, you know, agree on a starting date and stuff. So like there's always like a 1, 2, 3, 4 week latency depending on the project between when you're first getting in contact with someone new and between you close the job. So like if you do nothing this month, or if you just slow down or relax and are like, oh, I'll take care of it in January, like those are weeks that you could be doing to actually start January and already have like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 just booked out and having opportunities and people and estimates and starting dates and starting projects and stuff like that. And the third thing is kind of tied to this one is that your competition isn't waiting. Like I have a client that we're running a basement campaign for. We've been doing that for like a year now. Since November started, like he's been reaching out like, hey David, can we reschedule this appointment for like January of this month? This date in January, or can we move this person to like February? Or hey, I just booked an appointment for the third week of January, like January 17th or something. Can you book that for me? And I'm like, dude, like, well, first of all, I'm like, yeah, of course I can book that for you. But then second of all, it's like, dude, like it's November and you're already booking out people January, February, March. So like as we speak, there are competitors, there are other companies in your city that are competing for the same market that are just reaching out to people, qualifying them, running ads, posting content, calling people, going door to door, putting flyers, whatever it is that they're doing. And whenever January rolls around, if you're like looking around and you're like, dude, how is everybody so busy? Or like, not everybody, because this is not what most people do, but you're gonna see that one company or that one contractor, that one guy that is just like, you're gonna look at him, you're gonna be like, this guy's crushing it, like what's happening? And what people fail to understand is like, it's not like that guy is like more, I don't know, charismatic, or oh no, that company's just been around for longer. Like those are external things that can help for sure, but the real reason is that their inputs have been active for longer than yours have. When I say inputs, I mean like everything that I'm talking about. Like they have been calling people for longer than you have. They have been booking people for longer than you have. They have been running content for longer. So like they're not waiting. They're not like, oh well, yeah, I'm just gonna chill, right? I'm just gonna relax. And in January I'll figure it out, and I'm gonna, you know, set my goals for the year and start crushing. Like that's not how actually successful contractors operate. Like it's just not. And the fourth thing, which does not apply to everyone, but I thought it was worth mentioning, is that you might save on taxes, because like whatever it is that you invest in your company right now, whether it is like, I don't know, an ad campaign or like buying shirts or like hiring an estimator, whatever it is, like you're usually, depending on where you live, you can write off expenses against this year's revenue, which means like you save on taxes and start 2025 on like new ground. I know some people in Canada doesn't really work this way because the fiscal year for taxes like ends in the middle of the year and stuff. But you know, you might look at whatever it is that you live and see if that applies to you. But anyways, now how do we actually stay busy? How do we actually get work? How do we keep growing this thing from the ground up? I am going to talk about specific platforms and ways and places that you can go to get leads from, but I think it's super important for me to talk about the fundamentals of getting leads, getting busier, always having work, because otherwise, like, doesn't matter what you do, it's just not going to work if you don't understand these things, which are what I like to call the marketing triangle. I'm going to put some visual here or something, or the 3 M's, which is market, message, media. So like market, that is like, who's your audience, right? Like, who do you want to work with? Who do you work with? Who do you want to serve, right? Who do you want to help out? The key is to like get super specific here. Like, is it elder people? Is it boomers? Is it millennials? Are they middle class? Are they higher class? Are they lower class? Which I wouldn't advise for you to go for lower class, because it's usually more expensive to actually give them an actual service. But anyways, usually the more money they have, the more you can charge, the easier everything gets around the business. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, just get super clear on who it is that you want to work with, who it is that you can service or you want to service. And that ties in with the second M, which is message, which is, if you know who your market is, then you know how to talk to them, right? You know what things to say, you know what ads to create, you know what content to create, you know what design or whatever it is for your flyer is gonna get their attention. Like, you know how to format your message over every single campaign that you do or sales method that you use. You know how to format that in a way that's gonna resonate with them, and it's gonna make them click or give you their attention and their money if you can actually help them. So that's super important. And the third M is just media. Like, what platform are you going to use? Is it, like if you know your market, then you know how to talk to them, and then you know where they're at, right? Like where they spend their time. Are they on Facebook? Are they on TikTok? Which I don't think so. But are they on YouTube? Are they not on social media? Like, are they just like referral based? Usually older demographics like fall within that category. Like they're just not tech savvy, so they would rather someone came up to their house and be like, hey, we can do your bathroom for you. And if that's something that they want to do, then they're more likely to go with that person instead of like seeing a random Facebook ad and then clicking on it and be like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna work with these guys, unless you know how to do it. But that's a topic for another video. So that's really it. And that's, as you can tell, like it all comes down on getting super specific on who you want to target, which takes me to the next point, which is just niching down. It doesn't matter that you can do everything. And I'm saying this because a lot of people tell me that. A lot of people are like, when I ask them like, hey, what's the services that you offer? They're like, oh, we do everything. We do decks, flooring, bathroom, exterior painting, interior painting, stucco, whatever it is. And I'm like, that's cool, but that's not helpful. It's way better for you to pick a service and position yourself and your company as an expert at that service. Why? I'm pretty sure you've heard this before, like, oh, niching down, the riches are in the niches and stuff like that. And it's because it's true. I'm not sitting here and I'm like, hey guys, I know marketing for everything. I know sales for every single business. You can reach out to me. I'm like, hey, I've been doing construction marketing and construction sales for this amount of years. You can reach out if you need help specifically with this right here. And that's gonna resonate a lot more than if I came over here and be like, hey guys, I can do everything, all sorts of marketing. Yeah, for sure. I work with ice cream shops. I work with, you get the point, I guess, right? So once you know your market, once you know how to talk to them, once you know where they're at, pick a method that you want to use, which I'll give you some examples here in a minute. And then in that method, whether it is door-to-door, flyers, Google ads, SEO, Facebook ads, it doesn't matter. Position yourself and your company, at least for that one campaign, as like an expert at a specific service. For example, like a lot of my clients, they make the most amount of money with bathrooms because they're able to like knock a bathroom out in like a week, and it's usually super profitable, the margins are higher and stuff like that. So like every company that we run for them is like, hey, we are bathroom remodeling experts. That's it. Yes, like you might get less people than if you were to run a campaign saying we do everything, reach out if you want to do any sort of renovation. But the people that you do reach out to, which is still a lot because there's so many humans on this planet, but and in every city too. So the responses that you do get are going to be way more likely to close just because you are positioned as an expert at that one thing. And if they have been wanting to do their bathroom remodel for 3 months and then they see an ad of someone who's an expert at just that and they have proof and they like the person, dude, like you have to do something wrong to not close that job, assuming the lead is qualified and they care about not just money, but also like quality and trusting the guy and stuff like that. But that's another topic. I could talk for hours and hours and hours about like specific tricks and specific platforms and stuff like that. But for simplicity, for the sake of simplicity for this video, I just divided the methods into offline and online. So online, pretty straightforward. Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO, posting content, DMing people on Instagram or Facebook, running local service ads on Google. Like it doesn't matter. By the way, when I say ads, I mean like actual ads where you have control over the platform and the variables and stuff like that, not just like clicking the boost button on Facebook. Like don't do that. That very rarely works. And then offline, that's just your door-to-door sales, that's your flyers. Make sure you do one service flyers, like I'm talking about, like just niche down. Talking to suppliers, going to like gated communities and talking to the board over there. Like there's lots of ways, truly. Relationships, if you know someone in the industry, reach out to them and be like, hey, can I work in this job for you? And if they like it, they're gonna start giving you more jobs. Like the key here, besides the fundamentals that I gave you, is just volume. Like the more input, the more the output. The more you put yourself out there, the more work you're gonna get. Like it's super straightforward, really. So after understanding that and the fundamentals that I gave you, like it's not really what tool you use or what platform that you use or what method you use, but how you use that method. I guess some people come to me and be like, no, David, I ran Facebook ads and I lost a lot of money and it didn't work, so Facebook ads don't work. And I'm like, whoa, okay, like, can I see your Facebook ads? Like, what did you run? What was your audience? Who were you speaking to? How were you speaking to them? Where did you run the Facebook ads? Did you niche down? What services were you doing? What was your offer? And all these things that are just fucking crucial, pardon my French. I think it's not very smart to just write off completely a method for you to get busy just because it didn't work for you when there's thousands of people absolutely crushing it with that method. So yeah, I still wrote down all the methods that I could think of in like 30 seconds just for to be able to give you some ideas. I've got flyers, door-to-door, relationships, partnerships, community events, community centers. I actually got these ideas from a guy on Instagram too. People in minor authority figures, organic social media through like either direct outreach or with good content. And yeah, there's that. By the way, there is a link in the description if you are struggling with getting busier and getting more leads and stuff like that. It's not some like free training or like some $9.97 course or anything like that. Like it's just a video of me talking about how my company can help you solve that problem for you. You don't have to click it. Like the page is designed to sell you something if you do need that service. So only if you are struggling with that and you're curious to see how we can actually do that, that's an option. And yeah, that's it for this video. I do plan on creating a more in-depth video on like how to actually dive into each one of these methods and make it work for you and using all the fundamentals that I spoke about. But yeah, if you liked it, there's a button for that. I will start posting more content like this because I do think I have a lot of information and things that could be very useful for any residential contractor out there. If you do have any like questions about what I talked about here or like any video ideas and stuff, like you can just leave them in the comments down there. I'm gonna start reading those. Yeah, you can subscribe also as well if you want YouTube to start recommending more content like this. And that's pretty much it. If you got this far in the video, I truly appreciate you for watching it, and have an amazing rest of your day.